You're tuned in to Stewart Spotlight Podcast live with your host, William Stewart Jr. with topics of everyday life. Tune in every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Today's guest, Michael B. Miller. Educator and author. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode. Now your host, William Stewart Jr. Good evening and welcome to Stewart Spotlight Podcast. My name is William Stewart Jr. and I am your host this evening. I want to thank you for tuning in for another exciting episode. I do apologize for the lateness. We had some technical difficulties with the internet, but we're on live now. I hope everyone had a wonderful week and getting ready for this weekend. Today is Friday, October the 17th, 2025. I want to remind everyone that this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Stewart Spotlight Podcast stands in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I will need your help. As you know, I'm always asking for your support, and I need you to do this. Sorry. I need your support. I need you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and make sure you turn on your notifications. So therefore, every time you hear this, you know that Stewart Spotlight Podcast is live. Yes, that's right. Make sure you turn on your devices, and every time you hear that notification bell, you know Stewart Spotlight Podcast is live. And we're on your cell phone, laptop, tablet, computer, everywhere. This week, we're still in the government shutdown. 16 full days. The government has been shut down with over thousands and thousands of employees were furloughed or temporarily laid off without pay, which affects several agencies such as the Passport Processing, Food Inspection, National Park Services, Processing Benefits, Permits, Loans, Approval, and the list goes on and on. However, tomorrow, Saturday, the 18th, millions will be marching the streets across many states. No Kings movement. They had this once before, but they're going to do it again. And they expect millions of people across several states in the U.S. To protect abuse of executive power. Make sure you tune in and watch your city. The message for this week. A friend of mine, Bud, always sends me messages, and I like this one. This one is pretty nice. It says, "Stay quiet while you plan your moves. Everyone doesn't need to know what you're doing. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens." Wow, that was kind of deep there. Anyway, today's guest. My guest today is Michael B. Miller, an educator and an author. And we're going to talk about his success and his education and so forth and so on. However, we'll be right back with my guest after this break. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is William Stewart Jr. I'm the host of Stewart Spotlight Podcast. How would you like to be a guest on my show? If you have gone through something, came out of something, and just want to share it, We would love for you to be a guest to discuss any topic related to your situation. Your insight of experience, wisdom, knowledge would be invaluable to our viewers. Who knows? By sharing could help someone who may gone through what you came out of. Sharing is caring. So give us a call, 888-552-1944, so we can schedule you on the next Stewart Spotlight podcast. Yes, that's right, 888-552-1944. Give me a call. Let's talk about some things. As I stated before, I have a special guest on today. My guest is Michael B. Miller, an educator and an author of his new book, The Skin Games. Without further ado, let's welcome my guest, Michael B. Miller. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing well. Thanks, Williams, for having me.
Great. I'm glad that I want to thank you for coming on and taking time out of your busy schedule to appear on my show. And how are you doing? How was your week this week?
I'm doing well. My week went pretty well, actually. Getting ready for you pretty much. And getting ready to start my weekend off.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty much, not much.
Enjoying
the weather as well.
Any big plans for the weekend?
No big plans that I can think of. Yeah, I might do a photo shoot.
Oh,
yeah, with a friend. Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, I've been knowing Mike for many years. We used to work together at the college in McC. And Mike, we're going to talk about your education. Let the viewers know, who is Michael Miller? Michael, you have four sisters. You have a son who is 37 years of age, and your parents.
Catherine and John, who's no longer with us.
Okay, sorry to hear that. And where did you grow up?
I grew up in Chicago, the west side of Chicago, Garfield Park area, pretty much.
All right.
Born and raised.
Okay, so that's okay. I know what that's Garfield Park at. So what kind of student were you growing up in?
I was a great student.
Just gonna answer that real fast.
No, I was at that time in elementary school. Anyway, I was pretty shy, very quiet. But I had for a kid, I had a whole lot of conduct. And I remember my mother getting at my elementary school teacher, because when she lined the students up, or when we went on a field trip, she would make sure I kept everyone in order. And my mother told her, that's just too much for my son. He's only a kid. But she felt I could do it. Yeah, I guess I had leadership even back then.
I was just about to say, leadership at a younger age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now, did you have any big influence as from your childhood?
From my childhood, no real big influence other than my mother.
Okay.
And pretty much entertainers and things of that nature, other authors. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now, growing up, could you name one lesson in your memory of your parents taught you when you was growing up?
Well, the lesson that my mother taught me the most was there were many things, but what I can think about most is she always said, treat people right. Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, my mic just fell off me. Just for a moment. Just hold on. Okay, my mic just fell off. Okay, your mother told you to treat people right, huh?
Treat people right. Always treat people right.
Okay, great. Did you face any challenges growing up when you was young?
Oh boy, many challenges.
Oh, give us a few.
A few. One of the challenges was when a lot of people don't know, but when I entered elementary school, even in kindergarten, because I was so quiet and so shy, they assumed that I had a learning disability. And because my mother didn't have much of an education, she come from the South. My father didn't have any education, pretty much. My mother signed off on a dotted line that I can be in a special education class. Because I was so quiet and so shy, what ended up happening is, even though I was in that class, they kept taking me out of that class to go to other classes for other subjects such as English and things of that, and reading and things of that nature, because I was excelling in many areas, but some areas I was not. And I believe that the teachers wasn't doing a good enough job of teaching. It wasn't that I had a learning disability.
So you want to blame it on the teachers then, huh?
Yeah, somebody other than me.
So how did your upbringing shape you as a person today?
Wow. Kept my head, well, I always kept my head on straight. I didn't follow other people. I'm not a follower. I always wanted to be a leader. And so that kept me in great spirits, and it kept me safe pretty much. And it allowed me to be the person I am today, because I am a leader. Had I not been a leader, I probably wouldn't be where I am at today. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go back a little bit, because you have 4 sisters, correct?
Yeah, I had 4 sisters, one passed.
So where do you fall in? Are you the oldest?
2 sisters older. I'm in the middle.
Okay,
2 younger.
So were your sisters very protective over you, or were you protected over them?
No one was really protected over anyone. Yeah, I don't recall my sisters being protected over me. Unfortunately, my parents were very protective of me.
Okay.
Yeah, but not my sisters. They, unfortunately, yeah.
So now, as you look right now, how do you think your generation was different from today's generation?
My generation believe in hard work.
Okay.
This generation today do not believe in hard work. They feel that everything is microwavable. Everything has to be quick.
Okay.
They feel that they deserve something.
That's true.
And they don't have to work for anything. Yeah, that really is this generation.
Just given to them on a silver platter then, basically.
Oh, yes, of course.
Wow.
And even though you tell them your story about how hard you worked and things that happened to you, they don't care. This is me. I deserve it right now. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
So what advice would you give the adults growing up today?
Be patient and wait on what's yours. And eventually it will come. Yeah. But screaming for it, hollering for it, doing all type of things to get it, it's the wrong way to go about it. Yeah. Okay.
So Michael, you went to Columbia College and you received your BA. Your BA in what?
Well, my BA should have been in radio. Unfortunately, it was in everything. Because Columbia College in Chicago is a school that is of the arts, and I love the arts. So I took classes in television, radio, journalism, theater. I took classes in everything and ended up getting a Bachelor's of Arts degree.
Oh, Bachelor's of Arts. So now, how did you utilize that Bachelor's of Art when you left Columbia College?
I didn't utilize it much, unfortunately. I tried my best. Well, I wrote for many newspapers, North Lundale News on the west side of Chicago, Chicago Defender. I wrote for Malcolm X Press and things of that nature. But other than that, I believe I did 2 radio shows in the city of Chicago. But other than that, not much, other than publishing my books as far as that is concerned, yeah.
Now, so you said you wrote for a different magazine. So what kind of articles did you write about?
Trying to help, mostly African-American males, trying to help them be better, do better, get educated, and trying to make them adapt to society pretty much. It was mostly geared toward African-American males in the community. Okay. Yeah.
So now you've been in education for over 30 years.
A long time, very long time.
So where did you start in the education?
I started at Malcolm X College. I was a student at Malcolm X College, and I was working, doing a work study position in reprographics, the department that you worked out of. And I met, her name was Kathy Holly at the time. She got married, became Kathy Nevels. I met her on a field trip. I went on a field trip with them, and she approached me and said, you've written many articles for the Malcolm X Press newspaper. Why don't you come and write for me in the transfer center? You'll be doing what you love. And I said, this is a great opportunity. So I came and I wrote about 2 or 3 newsletters. And after that, she realized, because another co-worker named Ernesto Mir was working part-time in a transfer center, and I was doing the same work he was doing. So she thought it would only be fair if I become a part-time work study as well. I mean, a part-time employee.
Right.
And that's the first time I actually became an employee of City College of Chicago in the transfer center.
Okay, and then you left from the transfer center to go to.
Then I left the transfer center. I left City Colleges altogether when I graduated from Malcolm X College. I realized I needed to leave. So I took on other jobs outside of education. Then I came back, and when I went back, I went to Harold Washington College.
Okay, and what did you do there?
The first time I went to Harold Washington College, I was an information aide, whatever that is. Yeah, where we gave directions. We sat around with these nice sweatshirts on that looked alike, and we helped in every department in the building. It was like almost like an ambassador or something.
Okay.
But we helped every department in the building pretty much, and we even acted as security in the hallways.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, how long did you do that?
It didn't last long because they cut the grant out or something. I stayed there for about a year or so. Yeah. And
then you left from there to go.
After that, I went from other jobs, Tribune Tower and places like that. Then I came back to City College again, Harold Washington College. And this time I worked in the career planning and placement office where I assisted students and the community with finding employment opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you left there because you were in the TRIO program at MXC.
After I left there, I did other jobs. Then I went to Malcolm X College, went back home to Malcolm X College.
Right.
And there where I became a part of the TRIO program for 17 years.
So,
part-time.
So give us an example. What is the TRIO program? What is the TRIO?
I'm glad you asked that question because I love TRIO.
I know that.
I like talking about TRIO. It's a federally funded program funded by the U.S. Department of Education. TRIO means three. So a lot of people think that when you think of TRIO, they all are called TRIO. They all are TRIO, but each program has a specialty. And the program I worked for was the Educational Opportunity Centers program. They serve adults 19 years of age or older who want to go into a program of post-secondary or who wanted to get their GED, okay? It's either or. And that's the program that was geared toward, it was a step program, stepchild program, yeah. So no one really acknowledged us too much and no one really knew what we was about, but and that's because we targeted adults. We didn't target the young people. So we did target adults, and I stayed there for 17 years. I traveled all over the country. I did everything in that program.
So basically, how many students were actually going through that program, that particular program?
We served 1,000.
1,000 students.
Yeah.
Now, there are several different components to the TRIO, correct?
Yeah, there are many components. You talking about the other TRIO programs?
Yeah, right.
Well, the Educational Talent Search. Educational Talent Search, I want to say, goes into elementary school and high schools.
Okay.
Upward Bound goes into high schools only.
Okay.
SSS, Student Support Services, that program serve students at the actual college. You mostly would find them in colleges and universities, and they serve those students at that college or university. So you have McNair Scholars, students who want to go on to get their master's degrees and things of that nature. So there are many TRIO programs out there.
So those programs still exist?
Yes, they all still exist.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Trump.
I'm not going to say nothing. Okay, anyway, Mike, I listen to you sometimes in the morning, and you have some morning interesting morning motivational statements. And
I haven't done it in a while, but I also talk about fragrances.
Okay.
If you've seen any of the videos.
I've seen some, but I want to speak on one particular one because I'm not going to put too much emphasis on it because I don't try to get involved in religion or politics.
Oh, God.
But you made a statement about, and I think I spoke to you about this, you was very negative about that you was not being served or you wasn't being led in the right direction.
Okay, I was very honest about I wasn't being. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I I lived as a Christian for over 20 some years in a church that did a lot for me. I want to say that church did a lot for me, but I felt at the time I wasn't getting much from God. He wasn't leading me in the right directions and things of that nature. Then before I left though, while I was there, I was starting to write a book, my first book. And as I wrote, you know, when you write a book, you get a whole lot of research. And in researching that particular book, I started learning more about God and who God was and how religion was started and the history of religion, where it got started and things of that nature. And then I found out other things about religion. And then that kind of led me away from religion. Yeah. And that's what I was talking about when I was discussing God, pretty much.
Yeah, because that caught my attention. I was like, wow, that was interesting. And I was going to reach out to you and talk to you about it. But as I stated before, I'm not going to go too deep in it because everybody has their own different personal opinion on their perspective of religion or politics. So I just want to, you know, clear that up. So Michael,
but can I just say, say this before you stop?
Sure.
About religion? I wasn't just a member of a church. I was an active member. Sang in the choir, was an announcer, wrote for the newsletter. I can't believe the things I did. Acting plays, Christmas plays, Easter plays, and I was very motivated and talented. They gave me standing ovations for announcements. So yeah, I wasn't a person. A lot of people go to church and they just sit down and they listen to the choir and they listen to the pastor. No, I worked in the church.
So basically, you was very active in your church.
Very active. Okay, yes,
great. Yes. So now, Michael, do you have any hobbies?
Oh yes, I do. I like walking. I walk 4.7 miles a day when I get a chance.
And how long does that take you?
Not long, because I've been doing it for so long. I need to walk longer.
Oh, well,
yeah.
4 miles a day. I'm trying to do 2, and you talking about 4. Okay.
Yeah, I need to walk. It becomes boring at times when you've done it for so many. Yeah, done it so much.
So now, what do you do in your your free time?
I write.
No.
I write. I go to movies.
Or pushing writing aside, and you're just to relax. What do you do?
Just to relax, I pretty much I meditate.
Okay.
I look at movies. I pretty much go walking. I go shopping. Unfortunately, shopping is one of the things that is therapeutic for me.
Okay.
So those are just some of that I can think about right now. There are other things, but I can't think of a thing right now any other than those things I've mentioned. Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. So now you're currently at Harold.
I'm sorry, I cook. I cook a lot too.
Now, what's your favorite?
My favorite food?
Yes.
Oh, I have many favorite food, but my favorite food is spaghetti, pastas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're a chef Boyardee in preparing spaghetti then, huh?
I guess you can say that, yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, Mike, stay with me for a moment. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about Michael's several books that Mike has written. So stay with me right quick. We'll be right back. And we're back with Michael B. Miller, author and an educator. Mike, you have written several books. What inspired you to start writing?
Well, when I was a kid, my favorite subject, well, other than speech, my favorite subject was English. I enjoyed English. And as I said, I wrote in college. I always enjoyed writing and I always wanted to write a book. And the first book that I wrote, I actually started it in church. I started writing that book in church. I got things got bored to me sitting up listening to the pastor. So I started to write a book. And if you read that book, it's surrounded around scriptures in the Bible.
Oh, wow.
But it's written as for a play. Yeah.
Okay, what's the name of it?
When My Season Comes, 2. And there's a story behind 1 and 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you realize, well, obviously you realized you was a writer because you wrote for different magazines and stuff like that.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
who or were there any other authors that really motivated you to start writing?
I can't think of his name right now. Elin Harris, Any Way the Wind Blows.
Okay.
That was the first book that made me want to write.
Okay.
And write my own play, pretty much. Any Way the Wind Blows by Elin Harris. He passed away. Yeah, he was a mentor of mine. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And how many years ago was this?
Oh, that was about over 20 some years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now, how would you describe your writing journey so far?
It very paced. Sometimes I don't put out books for a year or two. Yeah, sometimes I get tired of writing, and it's expensive. Believe it or not, it's very expensive also to write, because when I write a book, when I put out a book, it's not just a self-published book. I need you to know it's a book that's self-published, but it's published by professionals. And everything about it is professional.
Okay.
The look of the book, what they give you, even though I had to pay quite a bit of money for it, but everything, there's a difference between self-published book and self-published book by an actual publishing company. And mine is self-published by an actual publishing company. Yeah, it's not just some book I threw together and these people published it for me and I got the copies of it. Okay. It's professional. When I go to do shows and things, my display and everything is very professional. And I'm not just tooting my own horn or bragging about myself, but it's just I've always been the type of person that if I'm gonna do something, it has to be done professional.
Okay. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, did you face any challenges as a new author trying to get established?
Pushbacks, yeah. I faced quite a few pushbacks. Quite a few people helped me, but there were other people who tried to discourage me, but I did it anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so determination then, huh?
Determination, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So can you give us a brief synopsis of each one of your books? Because you have how many books, 6 or 7?
I have 6.
6 books. Give us just a brief synopsis of each book and the title.
The first book is When My Season Comes, 2. It's really 5 books, but it's 6 books. And there's a story behind When My Season Comes, 2. I wrote the book, and the publishing company kept asking for the manuscript. And I wasn't done, because you have writer's block and you have more to say, but you don't know when you have more to say, when it's going to happen.
Right.
But they kept asking, we need the book. So I gave them the manuscript. Then all type of thoughts kept coming in. Oh God, now I want to say this. I need to say this. So I said, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to write that book all over again. I'm going to do some add-ons. But I had to republish the book, and I did When My Season Comes, 2. So you really don't need to read 1, because you have 2, and everything is in 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that book is written for a play, pretty much. Okay. It's a book about a family, African-American family, that went through many trials and tribulations. The mother was assaulted and raped. The sister was left for dead by a Christian serial killer. The young brother was... something happened to him. Somebody climbed through the window and molested him when he was a kid, and he didn't know who it was. The father went crazy because of what happened to the son, but they thought he was dead, but he wasn't dead. He had amnesia, and he didn't know who he was, and he came back to the family. The little sister developed a serious illness, HIV/AIDS. She was only 9-10 years old, because she had started dating a young guy who was older. So there's a lot that goes on in that particular book, and it's When My Season Comes, 2. But When My Season Comes means when my time to be blessed. That's what that means. That's a spiritual word. When my season comes.
Okay.
It means when my time comes to be blessed.
Okay.
That's what it means. When the change comes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what about your second one?
Well, the second book was pretty much what I do. I believe it was The Truth About America's Educational System. Well, I just told everything.
How you feel about it?
How I feel
right.
about what education is concerned. And who better to tell it than me? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So a lot went on in that book, and quite a few. I talked about a lot in that book.
Okay.
Yeah. No particular people or anything,
right.
no particular place, but education in general.
Okay. And what about 3?
The third book was The Children Are the Future. Yeah. It was around children and how we need to encourage our children to go forward and to be positive in life, and how we need to help them, build them up, and things of that nature. Yeah. Okay. So it's a very encouraging book for children. Yeah.
So it's an easy read.
It's an easy. It could be an easy read. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And your fourth one?
The fourth pretty much was What a Woman Wants.
Wow.
And because my family is pretty much dominated by women, and it's a dedication to my mother, pretty much. I attributed it to my mother.
Okay.
And it's What a Woman Wants. That's the book I'm getting ready to write again. I want to. I've learned so much as far as women are concerned and other things that they want. I want to extend that book. Yeah, like I did When My Season Comes Too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And your fifth book?
The Skin Game.
That's the one. Now, when did you finish that one?
I finished that book about 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. And so on out of all of your books, which one sells the best?
Every time I go to a show, it's When My Season Comes Too.
Okay.
But they're always interested in Skin Game. Yeah. Yeah.
So now, how long? Now you said it may take years. How long does it really take to write a book?
It really depends on the person.
Okay.
I can actually write a book in 3 months, but will I have more to say
afterwards?
Afterwards, that's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
Okay. And because your first, I think your first or second book, it was more of a play situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I wrote a play as well. Me and Senua.
Yeah, I know.
Me and Senua did a play, and yours is so similar to the ones that me and Senua wrote, because basically, for Love and Family, it was about a church family. The preacher, wife, and the kids. Same scenario.
It's always about drama. There's always drama. Yeah.
So what you trying to say is only drama in the preacher the preacher's house? Is that what you're trying to say?
There has to be drama in order for you to come out of it, in order for God to take you out of it.
Okay.
It's not necessarily drama, but it's problems.
Okay.
In order for you to see the blessing at the end, there has to be problems.
I got it now, Mike. I'm about to make you clean that up a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now when a reader reads your book, what do you think they're getting out of it?
Well, they call me every day for When My Season Comes Too. I don't know what they're trying to buy it.
Okay.
Trying to make me go to their publisher company, take it from the publishing company I'm with, and so I can bring it to theirs. Okay. But I always tell them, if you don't have about $1 billion in the bank, I can't help you.
$1 billion? Good Lord.
$1 million anyway. Yeah.
At least $1 million, huh?
It has to be a reputable company that's going to take the book from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, out of the several books that you wrote, were there ever a particular chapter that you just got stuck on and you just couldn't get out of it, and you just, what did you do?
Oh yeah, the Skin Game book is about racism and colorism in the African American community.
Okay.
I never could get away from that particular chapter.
Really?
And that particular chapter is called A Mysterious Jesus.
Okay,
yes.
Break that one down just a little bit.
Oh boy, that chapter is pretty rough. That chapter lets you know who Jesus is, who he was, and what church is about, and what church really is, and how you detect the Bible, and what the Bible really didn't say and what it actually said. That chapter is pretty rough.
Okay.
A lot of people come back to me and they throw the book at me. How dare you say all this? But can you deny it? Yeah.
throw the book at you?
Because it's very controversial. Not, I'm just saying that they
Right.
don't throw it
Okay.
at me, but
Okay.
they have a whole lot of questions
Right.
about it.
Okay. I got you.
It's very controversial. That book is. Yeah.
So now you mentioned earlier that you have a writer's block and you have to step away. So how often do you have a writer's block?
A lot, because I always have so much to say.
Okay.
And I'm always thinking. I think on the bus, I had notepads with me at all the times. I can be doing my work at my job and take out a notepad and say, "Oh, I just thought about something. I don't care what nobody say. I got to write this down." So that's how writers. That's what happened to writers. You can be on the
Oh,
bus,
wow.
you can be on the subway, you can be walking down the street, and I have to stop and lean up against the wall. It's almost like a illness or something,
Really?
because these thoughts are steady coming through your head that you need to put this down, you need to change this and put this down, and that's how it happens. Yeah, it really does.
And that leads me into my next question because what advice would you give someone who wants to publish their first book?
Write about what is true, what is real, and when you write, make sure you research. Just don't write a book to be writing it. Research what you're writing, because especially if it's a factual book. If it's just a fiction book and you're telling a story about something, that's okay.
Okay.
But research what you're doing and have more to say, because I've seen people who self-publish and they have like 30, 40 pages, a little pamphlet. And so continue to write, continue to think about what else you need to say and change things around, and reach out for help as well. Yeah, because writing can be very difficult at times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, how do you celebrate once you finish writing a book?
No, I'm not one of those type of people that I travel to another city with a bottle of wine and then I wish I was one of those type of people, but I'm not one of those type of people. I may treat myself to dinner or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, not much. Yeah.
So now, what do your family think about your books?
My family are not avid readers. They did go to my first book signing.
Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. I really don't have much to say about my family as far as things like that are concerned. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Okay, if you had one book that you can turn into a movie, what actor or actress would play the main character?
It would be When My Season Comes too. Oh boy, that's a difficult question.
Well, who would you like to see play the main character in that particular book?
Wow. Maybe Holly Berry. She would play the sister. They had her name was Faith.
Okay.
Faith was a very beautiful girl, and she was abducted by a Christian serial killer. Are you familiar with Paul, who turned his name to Saul and things of that nature? He is the individual who's trying to become that individual in the Bible. Yeah.
Okay.
So it probably would be Holly Berry, because Faith was very beautiful in the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mike, before we leave, give the viewers some advice from your perspective about education as an educator and as an author.
Continue to get as much education as possible, but as much education as you get, stay true to yourself. And the thing about education is, we can have all the education in the world, but you must also have knowledge, and knowledge is different from education. Education is actually sitting in a classroom, taking instructions from a particular curriculum. But knowledge is something you gain for yourself. And that's much more important than education. Although education is important, knowledge is much more important, because it is something that you obtain yourself to make yourself better. And there are a lot of people out here who have all the education in the world, and some of them, some might consider them fools, even though they have a whole lot of education. So it is important, but sometimes it cannot be as important depending on how you use it. And as far as my books are concerned, I enjoy writing. If anyone need any assistance writing a book, please reach out to me. And it's just therapeutic for me to write. And I question I ask young people especially to continue to read, pick up a book and read, pick up a book and read. And I'm not talking about a cell phone. I'm asking you to pick up a book and read it in its entirety. Okay, books are great. Someone once said to me that the Bible is the best book you can read. It's the greatest book you can read. And I told them every book is a great book. Any book is a great book because you can find something positive in any book you read. Okay, so try to read as much as possible. That's all.
All right, and you heard it there from Michael B. Miller. What about that? Mike, as I stated before, Michael has a book that's out there that is called The Skin Game, and written by Michael B. Miller himself. And so, Mike, where would they be able to purchase this book from?
I'm sorry, Amazon and Barnes and Noble, but they charge a lot, so you can reach out to me as well.
Okay, so how would they reach out to you?
You can. My email is when my season come, WHEN my season SEASON come COME at AOL.com. That's also the name of my first book.
When my season come at AOL.com.
Yes.
Once again, Michael, I want to thank you for coming on the show, and feel free to give us a call. Matter of fact, I believe you owe me a book. Isn't that true?
I do. Just let me know which one.
Give me the one for when my season comes.
Sure, I'll do that.
Now, I heard that before, Mike. I haven't received it yet.
You did. You hear that? You did hear it before. This time you're gonna get it. Yeah. For sure.
Okay. All right. Once again, Michael B. Miller, thank you for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. That was Michael B. And as I worked with Michael several years ago, and it was a blast because he was always coming to my office about something union per se, but it was nice working with him. I'm going to leave you a quote for my end of the show, and you know I'm always leaving this one quote. I love this one quote, and I'm going to continue to have this one quote. It says, "Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change." Keep that in mind. Okay, with that note, until next week, in the meantime, be careful, be safe, and be kind to one another. Have a safe and wonderful weekend, and God bless.